Hi. So over the last few weeks in my vlog, I've talked about anterior pelvic tilt and some of the kind of soft tissue niggles I had around my hip flexors and just general hip mechanics. So none of that is particularly helpful for A, staying healthy and B, squatting heavy loads, both of which are kind of what I'm aiming to do at the minute. One of the things that's really important for me as a kind of S&C coach, a bit of a biomechanist, and is to track and trace and measure everything that I'm trying to do to make sure I'm improving on something. Now, I'm not a physiotherapist, nor have I ever pretended to be one, but it's important to have some kind of method I can use to track my own progress. So this is what I'm going to use the output for. Hopefully you can see this as I'm working through it. So I'm going to use the free mode sagittal plane method to track anterior pelvic tilt by using the hip mechanics. So I'm just going to put a 10-second delay while I stand up and I'll press record. And try and get in a neutral position. So I think I stand here now. It's not particularly flat in position, but you can see here there's like a curvature in my lower back, and the unit is just sat here. So the idea is that this is the kind of neutral position there for the unit, like 0 degrees there. Okay, and this is me standing normal, not particularly healthy. What I want to try and do is pull the pelvis up and forward so it's tilting this way, and then just try and stand with an upright kind of neutral posture. So get to around about 0 degrees there. Okay, we'll start at 1, and then nice and tall, and pull up and in, and take that neutral posture. So that's about 7 degrees there. So I'm going to start at 1 degree, so that's 6 degrees of movement. Just relax again. See that dropping into that curvature there. Okay, it's reset at 3 degrees. So if I go back in, so we're going to start from, okay, as I move around, that's bit. So if I get to 0 there, and curl and tuck underneath, so we have 10 degrees, okay? So that's a 10-degree tilt. If I just relax, and then just trying to reset at 0 again. Oh, it's at 4. So 1 degree there. So take it at 1, and then tuck underneath again. About 9 degrees, 8 degrees, 9 degrees. So somewhere between an 8 and 10 degree tilt. So if I can come off that way there. So if I have like an 8 to 10 degree pelvic tilt, and again, we've got some measurement error, we can apply some things like standard error, standard deviation to find out how accurately that measurement is taken. Again, it's me being able to perform the same movement repeatedly every single time. So my variability will affect the numbers I get on here. Let's say it's around about 8 to 10 degrees. That's kind of how much the pelvis is tilted forwards. I want to get to move that so it's as close to 0 as I can get it. So over the period of time, looking at quad health, glute strength, hip flexor tightness, IT band tightness, if I can continually work on those things, we decide to see a shift, I might not have the anatomy to get to 0. That might not be within my kind of capacity, but certainly want to get towards closer to 0 than I'm at the kind of 8 to 10 degree range. So if I get to 5, I think it's a massive improvement for me, and that should hopefully then translate to better hip health, so I'm not having quite so tight hips anymore, and then also allow me to squat better. I'll apply more force through my hips and transmit more of that kind of leg muscle force into the bar, and therefore squat more load. So that's just me using the output unit to try and get some objective measurements of my anterior pelvic tilt and track some of the change I'm trying to make from an anatomy and physiology point of view, not just in how much load I'm lifting, but in my mechanics about how I'm able to do that.